just remembering that for the decision making, and now we have two different type of decision making tool, right? Actually, in this type, we need to use the tree, decision tree. So for the decision tree, how many things we need to remember that? The first one is the node of decision, and it's the shape of the position of the decision. And the state of nature is the row, right? Square and row. This is the decision or event. This is the states of nature. Our mission is to find out the payoff. Based on the payoff, we can make the decision based on some different situation here. And now, how many decisions we need to make in this question? So you can see that now they have three different plans, and plan one, two, three, and that's it. So that it means we just have one decision here. If we have one decision, we just draw just one square here, and this is the first decision as well, right? And actually, we just have one decision. And how many plan we have? We have three different plan here. The plan number one is the plan number two, because we need to choose what is the best solution for her, for Jessie McCoy, right? And this is plan one. This is plan two, plan three. And actually, as I give you the tip before, after and before, after the decision no, we are going to have the state of nature, the node of state nature. We don't have anything like this one. We just have this one or the shape of this one here. So after we have the square here, actually we will have the state of nature here, state of nature here, state of nature here. And what is the state of nature we have in this one? State of nature 34, 32, 500 deductible, 90%. No, 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 no. So the state of nature related to the probability. So this one belonging to the state of nature. So you can see that how many state of nature we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 state of nature we have here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the meaning of the state of nature we have here? From the first node, we name it with the first number. And from the next one, we can name it from the left to the right and from the top to the bottom here. So we have the node of the state nature number 2, number 3, number 4. With the probability we have here, the first one probability is 0.15, 0.3, 0.35, 0.1, 0.05, 0.5, 7. It's so small. I will make it bigger, bigger. And this is the note of plan number two, number three is the plan two and three with the probability for the state nature same with the other one, the above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with the same probability here. So so you can say that we just have just one label decision, right? We're going to add the information for this tree. Whenever we have enough information, we can calculate the payoff for the decimal coin and try to write better. Okay, just move back to the information we have here. This is the annual medical expenses. It means this is the bill she can hit annually. Annually, what does it mean? Annually, it means every year. Each year, she needs to pay the money expense for the medical system, right? It means that annually. However, before we have information here is just the fee, monthly cost or monthly fee. So for the decision tree, we need to equivalent whole value as the same time frame or same period. And actually we have here is the just the monthly cost. It means for a year, we need to multiply by 12 for the cost. So for the plan number one, with the cost is 32 and multiply by 12, 12 months. And now we have the cost for a year. 32 multiplied by 12. Now we have the total fee is, we need to pay is 384 as a cost. And with a 500 deductible, the participant pay the first 500 of medical payment for the year. So to use the insurance, and at the first time we use the insurance, you need to pay 500 as the deductible. So here, every year we need to pay 500 just for the first, right? First payment, just the first payment. So we need to pay just one time for a year. And total cost annually, we need to pay here. And next one, for the plan number two, 5 multiplied by 12 is 60 plus 1,200. And for the plan number three, 24 multiplied by 12 is 288. And no deductible, right? Okay. So what is the amount for the annual medical expenses for the first probability? They are going to pay around 100 US dollar, right? 100 US dollar here. And actually, you can see that now we are going to trying to calculate the total cost for the participant. Just focus on the cost because which plan take less cost we choose. So for this one, because of the information we get here is for the plan number one, the insurer pay 90% of the all remaining expense. It means JC McCoy just paid how much? Just $10 instead of 100 US dollar, right? Just 10% and equal 10 US dollar per time. And the next one, 500 US dollar, and she also just paid 10%, and total is just 50 US dollar. And the next one is 1,500 and 3,000 and 5,000. Final is 10,000 and also multiply by 10%, 10%, 10%. And finally, 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 and finally. From here, we can calculate the space of nature at number 2. So at the space of nature number 2, it means here. So the cost is we can use probability, right? Okay, I need to the calculator. 10 US dollar multiplied by 0.15 and 50 multiplied by 0.3 and 150 multiplied by 0.35 and 300 and 0.1 and the cost of the we need to pay for
Dạ thầy ơi, em không nghe thầy nói thầy ơi.
Okay, it's okay now. I don't know what is the problem related to the microphone, so I just fix it. And plan number one. Now we have the annual fee is 384 with the deductible is 500 plus 174. And for the plan number two, it means we need to pay how much we need to pay. City plus 1,200 plus 174. And the final one, 288. 288 plus 522. So how much the Jason McCoy needs to pay for the system based on the plan number one, 384 plus 500 plus 174, and totally she needs to pay 1,058 US dollar. And the next one, city plus 174, 1434, and final 288 plus 522, just 810. So after we have the information here, we need to mention JC McCoy should choose the plan number three, because with this plan she can hit the really lower cost for the medical system, right? All right, do you have any question for this question? Because for the midterm exam, again, I want to mention here is you need to remember that we will have this type of question in the midterm exam. So you need to practice with some uh, tests we have to, or some practice we have in the textbook. The textbook I mentioned it in the first slide. So you can get the information on Facebook and try to solve it in the book. And because we will have it in the midterm exam.
Thầy ơi, thì nó lại khúc ở trên đúng không thầy? Cái khúc 174 thầy.
Okay, so how can we get this number, right? Because after we calculate the amount JC McCoy needs to pay for the system, medical system based on the contract with the insurance. So for the first probability or first case, because we when she has we need to join the medical system, and there are some different probability can occur can occur for her, and how many case can occur for her. Now we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 case. We have 6 case here, right? We say have 6 cases with different probability. And for the first case, how can it occur? It will occur with the probability of 0.15 or 15% will occur, right? 50% will occur, and whenever it occurs, it will hit a bill of just 10 US dollar. And the next case, the second case, the probability for this case is 30%, right? This one is 30% will occur, and whenever it occurs, it will take 50 US dollar because the participant or Tracy McCoy just need to pay just 10% of the bill. And the next one, the third case, and it will occur with the probability is 35%, and the bill is 150. And the fourth case is, and the fifth case, the sixth case, and multiply by the amount of money she needs to pay. And so you can see that whole cases, for the whole cases here, totally probability is 100%. And when you just multiply the amount occur under different probability or under the different cases here, and whole we will have the 174. Just 50% multiplied by 10, 30% multiplied by 50, 35% multiplied by 150, 10% multiplied by 300, 10% multiplied by 500, and finally 5% multiplied by 1000. And finally we get a 174. And we use it here. The cost at the step nature number 2. Where is the step nature number 2? This is the step nature number 2. At the step nature number 2, it means we need to calculate whole cases will occur, and the final value we can get whenever we have the different cases with different probability here. And finally, we have the value of the step nature here. And in this question, and we don't use the value here because we focus on the cost of the medical system. So we need to find out the cost JC McCoy needs to pay annually, right? So here, 174. And with the 174 here, we use compare with the reverse one and compare with the other one. And finally, we have the final decision here. Okay? Is it
Yeah.
okay?
Yes. No.
Okay. That's it. Okay, after finishing the question in the previous chapter, now we're going to move to the next chapter, one of the very interesting chapter because most of students need this type of technique or this type of information for the future career. And if you get the knowledge in this chapter, in the future you can solve a couple of problems will happen in the company and with the different type of technique because in this chapter we just focus on really basic technique and actually we have a lot of technique outside and one of the most famous most popular technique now enterprise using here is the ERP system. With the ERP system they will use the algorithm to forecast the something happen in the enterprise or in the company or in the manufacturer, right? So what is the meaning of the forecasting? So you can say that later on we are going to find out the definition of the forecasting. For the learning objective in this chapter, we are going to find out the strategic role because most of the role in the making decision or the decision making or forecasting just based on the strategic role of the manager of the company, right? Just the manager will should or they need to make the decision or they need to make the forecasting for the company. So we need to find out what is their role in the forecasting of the supply chain management. And the next one, how many components we have in the forecasting demand. And there are a lot of technique here. And we focus on the next technique we call that as the time series method. But the time series method is a very popular method most of the company use here. And the other one is we focus on the forecast accuracy. How can we control? How can we manage uh, the forecasting of the company? And later on, in the last part of the chapter, we are going to use the Excel or QM software to solve the forecasting. And finally, is the regression method. And I also have the case study here with the Marriott Hotel. And next time, I will give the case for you and you need to solve the case by team, right? So you can say that for the forecasting, most of the company can do it by themselves or based on the information they get it from the market. And sometimes we are going to separate it to become the two different techniques, and we call that as the quantity and qualitative. The first one is the qualitative forecast method, and the next one is the quantitative forecast method. And for the qualitative, what is the difference between the qualitative and quantitative? And you can imagine that why do we need the forecasting in our company? Because forecasting is an uncertain process for the manager. Because actually we don't know what will happen in the future, and we just forecast it. It will occur. It will happen in the future. So how can we predict it? How can we forecast it? This is the way we need to study in this chapter. And actually, for the qualitative forecast, this is a very basic method for the company because most of the technique we use in the qualitative forecast method it's just based on the manager of the company. And how can they make the decision? It's based on the judgment of the manager. It's based on the opinion of the manager. It's based on the past experience of the manager, or it's based on the best guesses of the manager. So most of the technique just based on the manager of the company, and he will make the decision based on himself, not from the data he can get from the others, right? And for the quantitative, in this chapter we focus more on the quantitative focus method, and for the quantitative we need to get the data, and when we have the enough data and we can make the decision, we will make the right decision for the future, right? And for the quantitative, and in the past when we get just we are going to collect the data from the last year or the last year. However, now most of the company they try to collect whole data in the market, and that's the reason they need to develop the tool called the big data. For the big data, if we have the real big data, we can make the really ideal decision for the company, right? So before we are going to the detail of this chapter, we need to well, I'm going to remind you about the supply chain again, because for the forecasting, it's the method we need to arise to solve the problem occur in the supply chain. So like I explained it in the first day of our class, and for the supply chain, what is the supply chain, and how can why did the supply chain appear in our life? So you can say that it's the way supply chain occur is in the company or in the market or in our life. So from the first part or the last part is really help you to and we call that as the moonwave effect, right? So here is no, it's so very ugly. So it's the moonwave effect, right? For the moonwave effect, and this is the point we can meet the customer. This is the point, meet the customer. And if we are the first person, here can meet the customer. It's very easy for the supply chain. It's the most simple supply chain. It's the most simple supply chain. However, if this guy, the seller, if he wants to sell something for the customer, she needs to buy the material, buy the products from the previous one, we connect either distribution system, right? From the distributor or from the retailer, from the distributor, they say the distributor, they say the manufacturer is the supplier, and at each point we have different type of supplier here. We have different manufacturer here. It's more complicated, right? It's more really complicated here, complicated here. And because we have a lot of stakeholders in our supply chain, so how can we predict it? How can we predict for the yield or the output of the manufacturer here? So you can see that here. For the manufacturer, our manufacturer, and sometimes we just focus more on our manufacturer, because in this class, actually we are solving whole problem based on the view of the manager of the manufacturer. Yeah, or operation manager, right? As I mentioned it in the first slide, right? We focus on the operation manager role. Here is the operation manager here. So, and because we have a lot of supplier here, and the supplier of supplier here, we also have a lot of supplier here. How can we handle? How can we handle the material? For example, in the past when I work in a stationery company, and because of the contract we signed with the supplier, and sometimes we are deliver. They will deliver the material for us just based on the contract, right? But sometimes we have the new contract with the customer here from outside, from the Germany, from the South Africa, and whenever we sign a new contract with the customer, we need to increase. We need to increase the production here. And whenever we increase the production here, we don't have enough raw material for the production system. And we ask the supplier here, you need to deliver more raw material for us because we have just signed the new contract with the new customer here. But because our supplier, they also have the plan. They also have the plan for a year production. So at a certain point, they cannot increase their production to provide enough raw material for us. Now we're stucking, right? We're stucking with the customer here. We're stucking with because for the customer, for the customer from the Germany, for the customer from South Africa, we need to export it based on the PO, based on the new day. We need to deliver to the customer, right? However, we're stucking here. Stucking here. How can we solve it? Now it's the time for us to find a new supplier. Find a new supplier. However, the new thing will happen here. What is the quality of the new supplier? So whether it can ensure that the quality of this supplier same with this one, or different. And if it's different, how can we handle the quality of the product we export to the customer? And to solve this problem, and one thing the company needs to think of is just the simple thing the company can do at this time. We are going to build a very, very, very big warehouse in the company. Actually, the warehouse is even bigger than the productions, the plant, bigger than plant. And we are trying to produce a lot of product here and keep it in the warehouse. However, for the next year, the demand of the traditional customer, because our traditional customer is a lot. For example, we have the traditional customer in Plaza. We have the traditional customer is Fungnam PNC, right? We have the NBC system, and we have a lot of traditional customer. And this year, because of they have the new competitor here, Wow, who is the competitor? Actually, this is a very funny story. I have to tell you. We start in our company here. Here's my ex-boss my ex-boss, previous boss, and he moved out, established a new company, and for the new competitor here, he can produce the product totally same quality with us, and even he can sell it with the lower price than us, and he provides to our traditional customer here. And actually, next time we're studying here, we saw a lot of product here, and most of the product we produce of the expiry date. And if the expiry date pass and we don't solve, how can we solve it? That's the reason we are going to. I'm sorry.